I have a two-pronged question for you. One, for example, recently there was, there were a lot of celebrations, and people came out and celebrated, in context of Jinnah in Bangladesh. That happened in last 48 hours. There was celebration. And secondly, why do you think that this fringe has become assertive? Is it to do with the larger identity of Bangladesh as a nation? Is it to do with that? Or what is the political process by which this strain has become so strong, whereby political anger acquires a strong religious idiom and minorities get attacked? Why? Please put this in perspective for a larger viewer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me on the show. I'd like to say very clearly that what the Prothom Alo report brings out, and it's a very detailed and excellent analysis, full of facts and figures, and it also covers a period far beyond, the 8th of August when the interim government led by Professor Mohammed Yunus took charge. I think it illustrates one point very clearly, which is not stated in the report, but which is now, screaming from every corner of every decision taken in Bangladesh, which is that it is the Jamaat-e-Islami which is in charge. I don't think that any government led by Professor Mohammed Yunus, left to himself, with his secular credentials, with his interaction with the rest of the world, with his dealing with all the people of Bangladesh, the women of Bangladesh, from the minorities, from the poorest of the poor, would he have condoned such actions on the minorities, such absolutely cruel and unforgiving actions, unforgivable actions against the minorities? No. This is the Jamaat-e-Islami which is in control, and their worldview on Bangladesh has always been completely different. They do not recognize the outcome of the liberation war. They are going back to undoing the outcome of the liberation war. We do know that the Pakistan ambassador in Bangladesh has been going around meeting all the interim government advisors, all the advisors in different fields, and his question is always one: we must resolve the unsettled issues of 1971, and that is why when we see the Jinnah celebration, I think it was the death anniversary of Muhammad Ali Jinnah that was being celebrated by the Salimullah Academy in Bangladesh. What hits you is, number one, they are using Urdu, playing Urdu songs and reciting Urdu poetry. So the whole brilliance of the language movement, the whole basis of the government of Bangladesh on culture and religion side by side, they're the two sides of the same coin. You can maintain your religion, but you can also maintain your culture and language and other attributes which lead to a secular society. But the Jamaat-e-Islami never accepted secularism. So the whole basis of the Bangladesh constitution is now being called into question, and the pillar of secularism, the pillar of democracy is being called into question, because certainly these attacks, as brought out by the Prothom Alo report, are not democratic at all, because they do not recognize the rights of other citizens. And we have seen that these attacks on the minority communities continued far beyond the assurances given by Professor Mohammed Yunus, because he went, as we know, he went and he visited the Dhakeshwari temple, he met people, he said that we're going to make sure that every Bangladesh citizen has equal rights, but none of these assurances are being fulfilled. We've seen the strong resistance by the minority communities in Bangladesh. We've seen the demonstration they've had. They've asked for a cessation of all attacks on Hindus and other minorities. The Ahmadiyas have been under attack all the while, but we do know that under the other governments, that many times they were saved, and they were asserting, their equality with other Bangladesh citizens. We've seen reports of the attacks on the Christian minorities, and the bishop and other people talking about how their churches were destroyed. So I do not know. It is really worrisome to see that
you raise a very relevant point, in terms of post-coloniality, in terms of post-coloniality and constitutionalism.